Hi there, everyone. This is Samsarah Morgan. I'm a birth and postpartum doula, childbirth educator, lactation educator here in beautiful Oakland, California. I'm the director of the Oakland Better Birth Foundation, as well as NIA Healing Center for Birth and Family Life. And I'm here to congratulate and celebrate with you that we are in National Breastfeeding Month. This is the month of August, and this final week of August is Black Breastfeeding Week. So I want to give a big thumbs up in celebration of Black Girl Magic in that Black women can and do successfully breastfeed their kids. I want to give some encouragement to you sisters who are there, hanging in there, nursing your little ones for as long as you possibly can. The worldwide weaning age is 4 point something. And so our babies in this country get the least amount of time of the benefits on their mama's breasts of any babies anywhere in the industrialized world. So, and there are many reasons for that. Some of it is us generally, us working class sisters have to get back to work, and so we have the additional struggle of keeping up our breastfeeding with our kids and our life and employment and making sure we're able to provide for the baby that we're working so hard to breastfeed. So I definitely want to give you all the support in the world for keeping it up for as long as you can. No shame around the process. Do as much as you can for as long as you can, because the longer you can breastfeed your child, the more the benefits just grow exponentially. There's just no doubt about it. Even if you have to pump while you're at work and have the baby on the breast when you're at home, there's tremendous benefits for you, your physical body, your mind, and your baby's physical body and mind and future development and growth. So, in celebration of all of that, I want to read off a few of the pointers of this. And I also want to talk to sisters who are like, oh, gee, why should I do that? Why can't I just use use formula? What's the big deal? And, formula, like everything else in the world, has time and its place. Formula was devised to be something to help moms who, for some reason, could not breastfeed. And those women are actually really rare. It's really rare for a woman to not be able to breastfeed. There's certain very specific circumstances. And most of the reason why women can't breastfeed successfully is that they don't have enough good education. They don't have enough good support, or things like they have to go back to work, or the community is not supportive, like the boyfriend or husband is not supportive. Family members tell the woman that she's crazy and she should just put the baby on a bottle and it'll be easier. And all those things kind of wear down a woman's resolve. But all those things to the side, if you're a healthy mama and you have good support and a really good lactation educator, or a group of sisters who've successfully breastfed that support you, you will be able to do it. And if you're one of the rare mamas who really legitimately can't, then you do the best you can. You get the highest quality formula that you can. You pump if you can. There's still other options to give your baby the best, most quality food that you can provide. No harm, no foul there. We don't want moms feeling bad if they are the moms who truly have tried everything and they can't. Most of us can. Most of us should. Let's do it. Let's support each other. So formula was devised to be a temporary fix, or a fix for mamas who were in that category where they could not breastfeed their babies. Because formula makers wanted to continue making an income, they got really busy with the marketing, and over time just worked on women, worked on the society and the community. Sometimes we have this feeling that, if it's scientific, if it's formula, the whole point of calling it formula, so it sounded really more scientific and more advanced, that must be the right thing. Like what my body can create, what I can create by my good diet and exercise and love for my baby can't be as valuable as something that was created in a lab and formula. Well, time and time after time, there's lots of scientific proof that that's not the case when it comes to breastfeeding. That breast milk is the most important and uniquely formulated food that could ever be created, and that the breast milk that a mother makes is specific for the needs of her specific child. So even if you're doing milk sharing, or if you have a close sister friend or sister who you feel comfortable to have her nurse your baby, there's still that very slight difference in from between like sibling moms or sister moms, with regard to what that milk is going to be generated for the baby that they're feeding. No matter what, though, breast milk would be the best option if you can get your hands on breast milk. So the formula makers were really stressed out. They wanted to make more money. They wanted to be able to create new products to sell to women. And so systematically, we became afraid that our babies weren't getting enough, because you can't measure how much comes out of the breast. With the formula, you can see exactly how much the baby's getting, and fed into all of our fears if our babies are getting fed enough. And by, certainly in the past 50, 60 years, we see that for the most part, the majority of babies are bottle-fed formula and not fed from their mother's breast. We can also take a look at the rise of other problems in the society: diabetes, hypertension, weight issues, even addictions, on and on and on, that have sprung up even more strongly over the past 50, 60 years, with babies not being able to get access to their mother's breast. Nutrition is what they're getting, but they're also getting a very, very important thing that's not talked about enough. What's happening when a baby is breastfeeding is that the wiring, per se, of their brain is being created. When you see the baby nursing on the mother's breast, and you see the mother smiling at the baby, and the baby and mom looking at each other in the eyes, the way you're just drawn to do when you have your baby at your breast, especially a newborn baby. If you hook the baby up to an EEG, which is the brainwave machine, you would see the baby's brain on fire. The baby looks all beautifully calm. The mother looks really calm. But what's happening inside of that baby is that brain is working, and it's laying down what's called the neural net of the baby's brain. And that neural net is the primary foundation upon which everything that child is going to be built upon. How that baby thinks and feels, how that baby can digest food, how that baby's immune system can work, how it can regulate its own temperature, how it can grow up and fall in love, how it can learn to do algebra in middle school. All of that is coming from that strong neural net of that brain. How long its heart can pump, how well its lungs can take in oxygen, all of that is part of that functionality of having a really sound and beautifully humming and working brain. So it's incredibly, incredibly important. And that same connection and that same action does not take place when the baby is on a bottle. So, and there are ways to compensate for that too. That, we could talk about that in another video. How you hold the baby, how you look at the baby. There's things that you can do to compensate, but compensation is not 100% benefit. Compensating is doing the best you can, and when you have to do the best you can, of course you will. So, there's a beautiful list of things. I'm going to be getting together with some of my apprentices, and we are going to be doing other videos highlighting all of these wonderful 101 reasons to breastfeed your baby. And I wanted to just pick a few of them to end my talk with you today on, the ones that really stand out for me, that I love. I want to also give credit. The 101 Reasons to Breastfeed was published by Healthy Carolina, by the University of South Carolina, and written by a wonderful woman by the name of Leslie Burpee, and she can be reached at promom.com. I want to give credit to the author and thank her for this wonderful list. And 101 reasons, I bet you there's even more wonderful reasons why you should breastfeed your baby, but I'm going to pick I'm gonna pick 5 of them. Let's see. Okay, breast milk is more digestible than formula. Breastfeeding reduces a mother's risk of breast cancer. Baby suckling helps shrink mother's uterus to pre-pregnancy size after childbirth. Formula feeding increases a baby girl's risk of developing breast cancer later in life. Breastfeeding reduces the mother's risk of developing endometrial cancer. Endometriosis is the lining of the uterus. Formula feeding increases chances of baby developing allergies. Breastfeeding lowers the risk of baby developing asthma. So, there are many more reasons. They're here on this wonderful list. You can find them on the interwebs. Just Google 101 Reasons for Breastfeeding, and it'll pop right up. My apprentices and I will be making a few other videos in the next couple of days. And you can watch for us here, watch my channel, and see them there. But first and foremost, I just want to thank you again. Thank you, all you mamas who are breastfeeding. Thank you, all you mamas of color who are breastfeeding. Keep at it. Your baby will thank you, thank you, thank you. And your body will thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm sorry that it's so hard and so challenging to do such a natural and basic thing in the culture that we live in. But it's our role as parents to overcome this culture and to find within us whatever strength we need to meet the needs of our infants. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I thank you on behalf of future generations for your decision to breastfeed your baby. Happy Breastfeeding Month and happy Breastfeeding Week for African American mamas. Be well.